First of all, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. On behalf of the New Mexico Activities Association and Executive Director Sally Marcus, I'd like to welcome you to our press conference this afternoon. I'm J.P. Murrieta, the Sports Director here at the New Mexico Activities Association, and today we are going to announce the three individuals before you who will represent the NMAA's Hall of Fame class this year. Here's a little bit of background on this honor for those who aren't familiar with it. The NMAA Hall of Fame was established back in 1976, and it's comprised of an elite group of 100 accomplished individuals who have made significant contributions to interscholastic athletics and activities here in New Mexico. In order to be considered for the Hall, nominees must show great support of the NMAA's philosophy and objectives. They must have a combination of involvement in formulating regulations and procedures for various interscholastic education programs, and they must have a minimum of 25 years of service, 20 of which must have been here in New Mexico. Nominations are then screened by the NMAA Hall of Fame Selection Committee, which consists of current and former leaders within interscholastic athletics and activities. The committee meets in October each year and then selects a maximum of 4 individuals, and these 3 individuals who are up here today are very deserving of this honor. I will tell you a little bit about each of them. We'll bring them up one at a time after I give you a little bit of background on their story, and then at the end of the press conference, if any of the media members have questions, they'll be available for comments and questions afterwards as well. We will start with our first inductee this year, Scott Affentranger. Now, Scott's been involved in education in the state of New Mexico for over 27 years as a teacher, coach, and administrator. For the past 12 years, he served as principal at Cleveland High School out in Rio Rancho. In 2006, he was named the Principal of the Year by the New Mexico Association of Secondary Principals. He went to high school in Oklahoma, and then Scott ran track for Oklahoma Baptist University from 1986 to 1987. He earned 2 letters before transferring to the University of New Mexico, where he joined the wrestling team and earned letterman status there as well. Scott earned his bachelor's degree and his master's degree from UNM. He served on the NMAA Commission from 2005 to the present, and the NASSP National Committee on Student Contest Program and Activities from 2011 to 2014. Ladies and gentlemen, the first inductee into this year's class, Scott Affentranger.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's a great honor to be here with you today. I want to say that I'm thankful and I'm very honored beyond words to have the opportunity to join this leaders group. I'll be forever grateful for this honor and the opportunities that I've had over the years to work with and in the New Mexico Public Schools. I want to say a special thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee and to Bruce Carver for nominating me. I also want to say thank you to Sally Marcus. This is a real pleasure and a real honor. As JP mentioned, I'm from a small town, Prague, Oklahoma. Both my parents were lifelong educators. They taught me the value of public education and the importance that it has in this country. They supported me always through various sports. They kept my focus on education, and they taught me the value of obtaining a degree. And when you did have the opportunity to compete, to compete at your best and give your best in each and every event daily. I came to UNM in 1987 after a year at Oklahoma Baptist, where I had the opportunity to run track for the Bison. I came to UNM on a wing and a prayer, not sure why. I wanted to wrestle for the Lobos. I'd wrestled for a long time growing up, and I just wanted to give it a shot. I'm very appreciative to Coach Dotson at the time, his staff, for allowing me to compete because I really wasn't very good. And I enjoyed being a Division I athlete and all the lessons that I learned from having that opportunity. I take time to say thank you to UNM because they did give me a solid educational foundation, and I'm appreciative. With that said, I thank the Albuquerque Public Schools as well. They gave me my first job teaching at Washington Middle School. It was with the Albuquerque Public Schools that I got the opportunity to do my internship, my administrative internship with 2 Hall of Famers, Scott Evans and Buddy Robertson. And at the same time, I got the opportunity to coach at Sandia High School in wrestling, and the athletic director there at the time happened to be another Hall of Famer, Jim Otten. And so right off the bat, I was blessed by, 3 New Mexico outstanding individuals. I got my first administrative job as an assistant principal at Moriarty High School, and later principal at Moriarty Middle School. And I think that Moriarty Public Schools for taking a chance on a young, ambitious, but hard-headed kid who wanted to learn and wanted to lead. And while I was in Moriarty, I had another great mentor. He's also an NMAA Hall of Famer. He took me under his wing. He mentored me, and that, of course, was my friend Gary Tripp. I spent the last 19 years of my career with the Rio Rancho Public Schools, and I've been blessed to work for Sue Cleveland, who I think we all would agree she's a legend in this state. She trusted me to work at Rio Rancho High School as an assistant principal, and that's at the time when Rio Rancho High School had 3,500 students. She later blessed me with the opportunity to open a new school, and that was Rio Rancho Mid-High. And then the greatest challenge and the career-making opportunity that I've had is to open and be the principal of Cleveland High School. During that time, I've had the opportunity with more Hall of Famers. Randy Adrian, my good friend Bruce Carver, and now currently Matt Martinez. Seems everywhere I've been able to go, God's blessed me and be surrounded by great people and strong mentors, and I appreciate that. I was told when we opened Cleveland High School that it would take at least 10 years to be competitive, and that didn't really sit well with me. I made a decision at that time, and with the help of many great educators, we went out and we proceeded to hire the absolute best coaches, sponsors, teachers we could find. We all agreed that, if you guys would take a leap of faith and be part of this new and opportunistic school, that there might be some real opportunities down the road. My two dear friends are here, Larry Chavez and Renee Salcedo, and they were instrumental in that journey of taking Cleveland High School and opening the door and making it what it is today. We've amassed over 30 state championships in athletics and activities in the 10 years we've been open. We're very proud of the 3 Directors' Cups we've won, and that remains a goal for us each and every day. So I look forward to more success at this, what I call magnificent school. I'd like to thank Gary and Sally especially for the opportunity to serve on the NMAA Commission, and I'd like to say thank you to the New Mexico Association of Secondary School Principals for the nomination and the opportunity to serve for years. The service on the commission has been one of the highlights of my career, and it's something that I take that seat very seriously, and I appreciate it. In my 28 years in education, I fondly remember so many awesome stories, so many wonderful people. Many of them are great characters in there on the wall here. I've enjoyed sharing their lives and learning from them. I often wonder why I've had the opportunity to work with so many New Mexico stars, but I'm thankful. And in closing, I'll just say this. I've done one thing consistently. It's been a fundamental belief. It's been part of my pedagogic creed for years, and it's simply this. I strongly believe in the balance between academics and co- and extracurricular activities. I believe they hold equal importance for students, and that we must always work hard to keep both in our focus. Classroom learning teaches great knowledge, but competition, teamwork, camaraderie, and participation in our passions teach lifelong skills and create lifelong hobbies. So I'm proud to hold this position statement, and I always promote it very openly. Finally, I thank my family, my wife Mariah. It's funny, she has a grandfather named John Mermanian, who's also in this Hall of Fame. I thank my parents, my children, Ashley Bracken, Ashlyn, and Dallin. I wish my son Taylor was alive today to be here with me, because I know he would be very proud. I am humbled as I stand and I close, and I say thank you all for this great honor.
Scott, you mentioned all the stars you had an opportunity to work with along these walls, and now you are included among that group as well for a great career and job well done. Our next individual is Mr. Anthony Casados. For over 30 years, Anthony has been involved in the Chama Valley School District as a coach, teacher, athletic director, principal, and superintendent. He's a graduate of Escalante High School. Anthony received his bachelor's degree from the University of New Mexico and his master's degree from New Mexico Highlands. Following graduation, Anthony took on the role as principal and athletic director at Escalante High School. He served as assistant superintendent of Chama Valley Independent School District beginning in 2002, before being named superintendent in 2010, a position he continues to hold today. Now, while he was in high school, Anthony played football for Escalante and was named the first team All-State selection at defensive tackle. He was also a member of the National Honor Society and the school's chess club. He served as basketball coach for both the boys and girls teams at Escalante High School and was named the 1994-95 2A District 1 Coach of the Year. Anthony has been a member of the NMAA Commission from 1997 to 2000 and a member of the NMAA Board of Directors since 2011, currently serving as the board's vice president. Ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee, Mr. Anthony Casados.
Thank you. I don't know, I need to get this in.
No,
Y'all hear me okay? Okay, I'd like to begin, of course, by thanking everyone for allowing me the opportunity to be here, stand in front of you, and just talk a little bit about myself and what NMAA means to me. When I first heard that I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was pretty much shocked, I was grateful, and I was extremely honored. Sally gave me a call, I was in the office actually meeting with a couple of staff members. I didn't want to say too loud what we were talking about. I didn't want them to get an idea of what we were talking about because I didn't know if we were allowed to tell anybody at that time. Anyway, after it kind of soaked in a little bit, to be honest, it really hasn't been soaked in a little bit. It hasn't soaked in all the way. I know how prestigious and this is, and my wife and I have been talking about this for the past few weeks, and a lot of times she tells me that it's a great honor. You need to recognize what type of honor it is, and it is. But it's like I said, it just hasn't sunk in yet. I'd like to begin by thanking the individual who nominated me to the Hall of Fame, Mr. Dusty Giles, who's my head football coach at Escalante High School. Dusty did this without me knowing. From what I understand, he collected a lot of information from my wife, my family, my father, and other people that knew me very well. And of course, I'd like to thank the NMAA Hall of Fame Selection Committee for who felt that was worthy of this particular honor. NMAA actually means a lot, really a great deal to me. It goes back to my high school days, not necessarily as a high school athlete, but as a son of an athletic director. My father, Tony Casados, was the athletic director at Escalante High School. Often I sit with him, just watching him schedule and talk to different coaches and see what was going on regarding the particular district and all the teams that were involved in that district. I thought he was the greatest. I thought the athletic director, well, I've always thought my dad was the greatest. As an athletic director, I thought that's something I probably didn't want to do. Around my senior year, I was kind of torn between what avenue I'd like to take, whether I wanted to go into education or whether I wanted to go into veterinary medicine. Because of my high school counselor, Lily Lopez back then, she taught me to come into you and go into education. I did. I knew right away I didn't make a mistake. That's an avenue I wanted to take because I wanted to go home. I wanted to go back to where I went to elementary, middle, and high school. I wanted to go back to the place I graduated and be part of that community. I've been there for 32 years. I served as an instructor, later on as a principal at the elementary level, moved to the high school, at which time I was appointed to the commission by Mr. Joe Lopez quite a few years ago. I continued my experience in education as an administrator from then out. I did coach, as mentioned previously. I coached the girls for 6 years, high school head coach for 6 years, which probably were 6 of the greatest years of my life. I had really good athletes. I believe at that time, the GPA average of my basketball team was about 3.8. I had very supportive parents and I had very supportive staff in Escalante and, of course, Chama Valley School District. It made my coaching career very memorable and very enjoyable. I was also involved in the track and field program at Escalante for about 4 years. I didn't know much about track, but at that time I did turn to a few colleagues of mine within our district. Fabian Trujillo, who passed away a few years back, was an All-American out of USO Highlands University, who really helped me with what I need to do in terms of coaching track. Gave me some ideas, some activities to do, or whatever I have to do with my kids. And as a result, we had a very decent track program. But back then, we didn't have track. We had a football field, we had a dirt trail, which is about 440 meters or so. So one of the things I was thinking back then was I'd really like to be able to someday build a track at Escalante High School. As years went on, I became superintendent, and that reality came to, with the assistance of my staff, Coach Giles, his football team, and other students in the district, were able to promote a bond issue to build one of probably the nicest sports facilities in the state. Very proud of that accomplishment. We're on the way to building a much-needed gymnasium there for the Channel Valley School District. Again, nothing could have been done without my staff, without the district board, without the previous administration, and of course, without the community. I owe a lot to the community. Without the community, I would not be here today. And in closing, I'd like to thank those that were very important, were very important, continue to be important. My wife, Trish, who's with me today. My son, Carlos, who works for the Albuquerque Police Department. I've got two other sons, Tommy and Cody, and my daughter, Katie. Really like to thank them. I'd also like to thank my parents, Tony and Aurora Casales. Again, my dad was probably the reason I went into education. I'd like to thank the Channel Valley School Board of Education, all my staff, my colleagues that within the district and colleagues out the district, individuals that I've met here, the board of directors have been extremely supportive and somewhat influential. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Sally Marcus, Dusty Young, and the NMAA staff. I've served on multiple boards, I think 7 boards. This is the most enjoyable board I've served on. This is an elite organization, and as a result of the staff and personnel that run this organization, it makes my job as a board of director very pleasant. Like I said, it's a really good experience. Again, thank you for this honor, and I appreciate it very much.
Andy, you said it hasn't sunk in yet. Let it sink in. We're not taking it away from it. It's here. Our last inductee today is Mr. Don Gerhardt. Since 1964, Don has been a big part of music education in both New Mexico and Wyoming. He went to high school in Pennsylvania. He received his bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Wyoming. Following graduation, Don taught at Green River Schools in Wyoming as the band and choir director. Then in 1966, he accepted a position in Los Alamos Public Schools where he taught. He was the band director, the district music coordinator, and activities director for nearly 30 years. And in 1988, Don was named the Los Alamos Teacher of the Year and was inducted into the NMAA Hall of Fame in 1995. Don has served on both the NMAA Activities Council and the NMAA Commission, while also serving as Master of Ceremonies for the NMAA State Choir and State Band Concert Band Contests. Ladies and gentlemen, the third inductee into this year's class, Mr. Don Gerhardt.
Thank you, JP. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to congratulate Scott and Anthony for being inducted into the NMAA Hall of Fame. It was my pleasure to meet Mr. Casales for the first time this afternoon, and of course, Scott and I have served together for many years on the NMAA Commission. I would like to thank Mary Hahn for nominating me and for my son Chuck for helping her with the application. I would also like to thank Dana Pappas, who has been a great friend and has been a pleasure to work with for many years in her position as the person overseeing activities. To the members of the selection committee, thank you for reading the applications and for selecting the 2019 Hall of Fame inductees. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my family for their support over the years. When our daughter and our son Chuck were young and in school, I was involved in many community groups, including playing in the local symphony, helping with little theater, and being involved in light opera for many years as their musical director, stage manager, set builder, and so on. I also served on several boards. This meant time away from my family, but they seemed to understand. My wife Jane was the biggest supporter and was always at my side to help me with various tasks and projects. I wish you could be here today to celebrate this special day with me. When I received the letter from NMAA in early October, I was quite surprised to read that I was one of 3 people being selected into their Hall of Fame. I am deeply honored to join over 100 members in your Hall of Fame. For me, I am especially grateful to be selected as I represent activities. I also am proud to represent the music educators of New Mexico and the thousands and thousands of talented students who are involved in our music programs throughout the state. Very quickly, a little bit more about myself. I did begin my teaching career in Green River, Wyoming in 1964. And then I was offered a job 2 years later to come to Los Alamos to be their band director at the junior high level and elementary level. I taught elementary, junior high, and middle school band for over 20 years. In 1986, I was appointed to district music coordinator and the high school activities director. I served as the assistant principal of Los Alamos High School my last year before my retirement from public education in 1993. As mentioned, I was a member of the NMAA Activities Council, represented music from 2003 until this past September, serving as the chair since 2006. I served as a member on the NMAA Commission for the past 16 years. I have been a member of the New Mexico Advisory Council on Arts Education again since 2003, and I have been a member of the National Federation of High Schools editorial board for their Music Association Journal publication since 2006. My awards include being a member of the New Mexico Music Educators Hall of Fame, receiving their Emeritus Teacher Award and their Distinguished Service Award. And in 2011, I was awarded NMAA's Distinguished Service Award. As I sat and thought about what to say today, I got to thinking about why I chose what to do and what to get involved with over the years. I decided it was that I wanted to be a part of organizations and to volunteer my time and effort to help in any way I could and to put the talent I've been blessed with to the best possible use. Community organizations, service organizations, and advisory councils cannot function without dedicated people willing to serve. In addition to my community involvement, I have been an officer in the New Mexico Music Educators Association since 1979, serving as a district president, a band vice president, editor of their publication, and serving as their executive director since 2003. When I became involved in NMAA, I would never have imagined serving on their board of directors for 37 years, the second longest tenure in the association's 75-year history. Now, for coaches in the room, coming in second may not be the best outcome, but for me, it's been very rewarding. Although my hair is gray, but I still have it, so I guess attending over 100 board meetings wasn't that bad after all. When I became executive director, one of the first things I did was to visit the person who was in charge of activities at NMAA, to introduce myself and to offer my help if needed. This young lady had little knowledge of activities, as in those days, activities were not very well established or recognized. The times we met, she kept referring to music groups as teams. What teams are playing the concert, and so on and so on. I told her that we're really ensembles, but indeed we work together as teams. It wasn't too long afterwards that another person was hired, and that was the start of an upward trend for activities, as she was much more familiar with activities and understood and was interested in expanding them. Thanks to her and NMAA leadership, they agreed to sponsor the state band contest and eventually added the state choir contest, and even later tried to get a state orchestra contest established. Activities became much more important and recognized. Dana Pappas came on board next as the staff member overseeing activities, a position she still holds. She, along with Executive Director Sally Marquez, continued to recognize the importance of activities and have worked hard to maintain strong programs. As the years evolved, the state contest received more help from the NMAA staff who have been on hand to help with these contests. In recent years, each staff member oversees at least one activity, and now each activity sponsor has a staff member to contact and to communicate with. When I look back to when I first met someone at NMAA to the president, a lot.
Someone calling to congratulate you?
Yeah, my wife might be calling. As a result of the changes that have taken place over the years, activities is stronger than they've ever been. It has been my pleasure to get to know everyone here and to be able to work with them over the years with the ultimate goal of providing what is best for the students of New Mexico. In closing, I want to again thank everyone for this tremendous honor, something I will remember and cherish forever. I look forward to the festivities in March. Thank you.
See, I just think his timing was off. I think he, being a music guy, that was a walk-off.
So much for the do not disturb on the
That's all right. Not the first, won't be the last. Congratulations on behalf of the New Mexico Activities Association to our 3 new inductees into the NMAA Hall of Fame. That concludes our press conference. Once again, the 3 individuals are going to be taking photographs over here, but they will be available for any questions or comments. Once we wrap up right here, if we can get the 3 individuals in front for a photo opportunity for all 3 of you, that'd be great. Otherwise, thank you everyone for joining us this afternoon. Thanks for coming.